What up? What up? What up? What up, everybody? What up? What up? Finally, man, back in this thing. It's been a long time for the return, man. Y'all wouldn't y'all wouldn't even believe, bro. It's been a lot of craziness going on, but we finally back at it. Um, it's been so much going on. I had to go live, and I've been having so the reason for the delay and the lack of content is I've been having really weird, just technical difficulties trying to get this version, the second iteration of the channel up and running. Um, when I first tried to do that first live, if anybody got a chance to see that, like the first half, the first half was like pretty good, and then after the first, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, or wasn't the first half, like the first quarter of it, first 10 to 20 minutes, somewhere between there was smooth. Then when I started moving and shaking and actually getting into the cooking, showing uh, sharing my screen and showing the other, little screenshots and all that, breaking everything down. Started going crazy. Now I knew it was kind of messing up a little bit, but on my end, I couldn't tell how bad it was. Thankfully, my wife was actually watching. She was in another part of the house watching on her phone, and so she was able to tell me like, she's like, babe, I'm sorry, but it was so messed up. It kept cutting out. We couldn't hear you. It kept kicking you off the screen. The screen was blank. It was froze. All kind of stuff. So I was like, man, broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? Broke my heart because uh, I put a little bit of work into that video. I was real proud of the thought process that I was going through, and the just the things I had noticed and the patterns I was able to find in the comparisons I was gonna make and how it all tied in with the theme and the thumbnail. Like I was excited, but unfortunately, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that material again, but I'm gonna do like a pre-recorded video version, which will probably work out better. Because then I can just actually, go through the stuff, take my time, break down everything, all the tweets and all that stuff. And so yeah, hold on one second. Help my baby girl real quick. I had to cut the camera when my kids come around. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to put them on camera. You know what I mean? Yeah, they too cute for the internet. You know what I'm saying? There's too many weirdos out there. Like I know I've been blessed with beautiful kids, so I ain't playing no games. I ain't trying to get famous off of them. None of that. None of that foolishness. Let them kids be kids, man. Like this is separate with Pop Star. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna do a pre-recorded video of that. So the theme of that was reflections, and the thumbnail of the little, I guess you could call it a meme or whatever that I created. It was a dude standing in the mirror, I ask you sharp, and the dude looking in the mirror was Bud, but the reflection was Devin. And so I was gonna go through the reflections of the process of their undisputed journey that was happening. How Dev was, how he handled and worked through the chance at undisputed that he got with George, and then how Bud approached and he handled the opportunity he had at undisputed with Earl, and just the reflections on things. It was just I don't know. I found a lot of very very intriguing parallels, and how mirrors are reflections, so the image be reversed, and that's how it played out with a lot of the points, man. So I really want to get that out. I'm gonna do a pre-recorded of that. And I'll probably just end up doing more pre-recorded stuff than I was planning. I wanted to do live so I could, talk to the people and interact. You know what I'm saying? Get people's responses in real time and have a conversation. But until we get all the technical issues worked out, I'll just do it like that. So at least the content getting out there and doing something. You know what I'm saying? We're getting the itch, man. But yeah, that's it. So I just want to thank everybody that did stop through to that live and tried to deal with the foolishness that was going on that I wasn't even aware of. So for those that even popped out, like I had a few views on it. As bad as it was, I still somehow had a few views on it. So I thank y'all for y'all's your eyeballs and trying to help your brother out even for that fiasco. If you're watching this on a replay, I appreciate your time. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And yeah, let's get right into it, man. So let's first topic. A lot of people have been talking about this today, and I just so we got Mr. Carlos Padilla. He's a referee. Um, ref, a few big fights, and oh wait, hold on. Oh, we got. See, I'm tripping up. I'm gonna see the chat. See, I got to open my phone too, so I can keep track. I'm pretty sure it's my baby love. Oh, come on, give me something. Oh, there we go. Hold on, yeah. My bad. I do this and go after that. Cut that camera on. Kids start watching. But okay, don't be discouraged, man. As you believe in you, we know you got the high climb with you. Fine, you guys. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? That's one thing I've been blessed with. You know what I'm saying? My wife has always been very, very, very supportive of anything I wanted to do. Push me to do more, honestly. You know what I mean? That's what you need. That's what you need on home team. There's somebody that's got your back that always believes in you, is pushing you to, to do great and showcase your talents to the world. So I do thank you, baby. I love you. So Carlos Padilla. Now, because of the technical difficulties, I wasn't able to present it like I wanted to, but I had actually got the video, the interview from Mr. Padilla, and the reason why is because I was watching Drew Titans live earlier, and I found out from then that the WBC made the video private. So one of the good brothers was good enough to snatch it before that happened and put a link in the chat. So then I went ahead and watched it, and I snatched the version for myself as well, just to be safe. Because I'm like, bro, in case they come after this dude, you know what I'm saying? You never know. If they made it private, that means they do have some sort of vested interest in keeping that information out of the public's eyes. So that's literally what private means. So I said, let me go ahead and snatch one for myself just in case. And so I went ahead so I could watch it for myself. I heard a lot of it, but I wanted to watch it through all the way for myself. And bro, I cannot believe dude said this. Like I cannot believe he said this. And when we get through the end of this, he was laughing the whole time, like laughing, like he was telling a story with the fam on Thanksgiving, like sitting around with the uncles and the nephews and the nieces and grandma. And, you know what I'm saying? Or like he was sitting at the referee conference and they all just sitting around sharing old war stories about fights that they refed and all that. And it's just like, he's just sharing a common occurrence with all his peers, and it's just laughing like it's a shared experience. Everybody know, you know what I'm saying? When you at water cooler talk, when you at the gig, y'all meet up after work, everybody having a couple drinks, get you know what I'm saying, drinking the day away or whatever, and y'all get to complaining about a certain supervisor or whatever, man, whatever you get to complain about a certain supervisor or what I'm saying, that one client that just getting under everybody's skin. And everybody get to laughing because they all know what you're talking about. That's how he was laughing when he was telling this story about him cheating. Like I was like, bro, this is bold. This is bold. Like either he tripping or he is confident. He either tripping like, oh, buddy, slipping, maybe in his old age he talking a little too much, or he just confident and he know that nothing gonna happen to him. So he's like, man, whatever. I'm gonna just say what I'll just say whatever. But the timing of it to me is very interesting with everything that's going on in boxing right now. And if you know, all the legal movement and shaking that's been happening due to the good buddy Mr. Daniel Kinahan and MTK and all that. You've seen a lot of moving and shaking and shifts and weirdness that happened in boxing, really combat sports, because a lot of weird stuff happened in MMA as well. We ain't gonna go back over all of that, but I just, the timing of it is strange. Where there's a lot of things that are being exposed, a lot of corruption is coming out, um, and for him to come out and just flat out say these things like it's nothing, around this time is just like, huh, that's interesting. But yeah, he flat out says he like explains the process step by step. Now he's being interviewed and they're watching the actual clip of a fight, an old fight between Manny Pacquiao and yeah, forgive me, I cannot believe the name. Oh, look good. It started acting funny for me for a second. Started acting funny on. Hold up. Let's give the man the proper respect he deserves because this man was cheated and it was revealed. So we want to actually speak his name. Say his name. Hashtag say his name. Um, Ref admits he. Yeah, here you go. Nadal Hussein. That's right. So shout out to Nadal Hussein. I'm about to look him up and see what's going on. Still boxing, you know. Just much he retired, you know, just something crazy like that. But anyway, I'm gonna have to definitely give him respect he deserves. We're gonna have to look up Mr. Hussein. But yeah, Nadal Hussein is who Pacquiao was fighting. And bruh, he was talking about how from out the gate, they understood that Nadal Hussein was a bigger, younger, stronger, um, dangerous opponent. Like they went into the fight understanding that. So he was basically, basically admitting that we had a plan to help Manny any way that we could because this opponent was problematic, and we knew that. So we knew we might have to get creative. And at one point, Manny gets knocked down and he gets hurt bad. The referee is admitting this. He was like, his eyes was all crossed and yada yada yada. And then he says like, but I understood like I had a choice to make, and it's like all these people here in attendance and all the Filipino fans watching, and they really want dude to be champion. He's supposed to fight for a belt next. If he wins, like I gotta do something. So no shout outs, they ain't paying. So he's like, I gotta do something to help him. Gives the man this crazy long count. And he's laughing. He's like, so I did this and that to prolong the count. And I count slow and I help him up and I'm asking him like, hey, are you okay? And I'm asking him, my need to, and I'm repeating the question, to prolong the time. I need to prolong the time. And then he's talking how it was like how Manny head butted Nadal Hussein, and Nadal Hussein got this cut from it. And he knew it was a headbutt, but he was like, "No, I'm gonna call it for punch because then the fight can end in TKO." And then he talks about how he, thought like he like hatched up this plan on the fly, and he was fortunate that he could kind of take the blame off of him. But because of the cut, he could tell the doctor, "Yeah, look at the cut and see what's up." And sound like the doc was in on it too anyway. So he looks at the cut, he judges it, looks at the ref, looks around, and he shakes his head. Where he's like, "No, no, the cut's too bad." Even though the cut was, I believe, below the eye. At that point, it was bleeding, but it wasn't getting into his eye. The fighter wasn't complaining. He wasn't talking about quitting. But oh, and then before that, Manny was holding on like crazy. Now they done put a clinch meter on Dev, right, for his second fight with Cambosis. This dude Manny, I'm talking, was trying to slow dance with this dude. He was trying to MMA before it was even popping like that. He was in the clinch trying to, man, he was gonna outside trip him and take him down chest to chest. Boom. He was trying to, like, it was like a waltz. He would not let go. It was like, it was like Hussein was about to leave the back campaign, and he was wife. The ref coming in there to break him up. Manny done crushed the ref hand in between they pecs, and he done squeezing even harder. Ref hand stuck in there. He about to snap his wrist because boy trying to push him. Like, yo, and the ref is actually exerting force. You see this dude, he done plant his leg. He got his knees bent for extra, so he could generate extra leverage. And he got both hands in Manny's shoulders. And this was Manny pre Super Soldier Serum. This is pre Captain America before they gave him that stuff that makes you grow big and strong as an older athlete, and changes your body from that of a 12-year-old boy to that of a behemoth tree trunk legged welterweight capable of going up and hurting and beating people to smithereens at 154, almost. So before he got that stuff, they made his skull all big, come on. That this is type happened. If you watch it, this was when Manny was still little, when he was still real skinny and boyish looking. He still had the little Backstreet Boys cut, a little thin mustache. And he still like he about 13. And yeah, so then Manny's doing all this crazy hugging and everything, and they showing clips of this, okay? Manny's doing all this crazy hugging. The ref trying to, and he's like, no, no. He's squeezing on all hard. Dude actually gets a little bit of distance from him, like has his arms extended and starts backing out, trying to like get out from under his arm, get away. This dude, Manny, I'm talking all his weight lean forward, his chin is all the way out so far. If the ref hadn't been standing there, because he kind of stepped back in and out a couple of times, if he would have stepped back, dude could have just caught him with a clean uppercut and ended everything. Because Manny was literally like completely extended out, falling over, like bent over completely in half, chin all the way out there, arms extended. And he starts like following dude when he won't let his shoulders go. Like, no, no. Grabs him up again. He hurt, okay? Like, hurt. People talk about, well, and this is true how, like how Linares hurt Devin into the 10th. Like, that was a good punch, but he was rocked for sure. But Manny was like, I'm about to go. Like, I can't take another punch. I'm about to go. I'm about to go. Like, what? No clinch round. Like, this is it. This is it. This is the big one. So the ref finally get them separated. No, before he gets them separated, Manny doing the most, trying to hug him. Dude pushes him off. And Manny is so rocked that he just goes flying off a dude and hits the ground. He falls again. So the ref jumps up, gets all up in Hussein's face, talking about don't be doing that. You can't do that no more. And he deducts a point. He deducts a point from Hussein, bro. Like, and that was before they pulled the shenanigans with the cut, because Manny was still getting touched. Praise. He laughing. The interviewer laughing. This happened at the WBC convention the other day. Right there at the convention. They're the ones that upload the video. So the interview goes up, blows up. Obviously, everybody in boxing is like, yo! Everybody's talking about it. WBC makes the video private. Imagine that. Surprise, surprise. So, I'm not even going to get into too much how, it's just like every month, ever since the Wilder Fury trilogy, it seems like every month boxing just can't help itself but to vindicate Wilder just a little bit more. It just can't help itself. It's just every month something else happens, something else comes out. All that, all those impossibilities that everybody was screaming and hollering and crying about when honestly, when Wilder wasn't talking about the cheating, it was really the fans that were, discussing and breaking everything down. Everybody was mad because Wilder wouldn't talk. I mean, why doesn't Wilder say something? A year later, he finally speaks, and they all jump on him for speaking. You know what I mean? That goofiness before all that stuff. Well, around that time when that was happening, remember what everybody was saying about how completely and utterly impossible any of these allegations were. So it didn't even bear. It didn't even deserve any type of investigation. Yeah, that. So since then, we've had innumerable people caught with funky gloves or hand wraps. We've had people popping dirty left and right because he was talking about that too in the interview. Like, they cut a lot of Ray Flores starting to speak on all these drug cheats in boxing that was getting away with stuff. And for those of you that watch Champ Side, shout out to Champ Side. That was one of the most infamous moments to me on the channel when he was like when they cut off Wilder, and you know about that sound bite that lives forever. I was listening live when it happened, and it was like, yo, you could tell it wasn't no accident. So yeah, boxing just can't help itself. It just keeps revealing more and more cheating and more corruption, and it's looking more and more easy to see how what the fans and Wilder are asserting happened to him. It's getting very easy to see how that could have occurred because they keep boxing can't help but admit that yeah, we got shenanigans going on. We're doing weird stuff where we got the whole gang in on it, everybody in on it. We got the ref, we got the judges, the doctor, the promoters. Like we got this in hand, and it's just revealing that more and more and more. So speak in other news. We see Shelly Finkel coming out and stating that, look, we looking to fight AJ next. The WBC can wait, and you got mixed reactions to that. Um, my viewpoint is trying to understand and respect all viewpoints that come from a place of some sort of moderation or objectivity. I ain't hearing nothing from none of you rabid Wilder haters foaming at the mouth with all listen with all your bacteria and viruses and stay away from me. But from any type of clear thinking, sane person, people they're like, oh no. You know, he can't do that. He's trying to avoid Andrew Ruiz. He don't want to fight Andy, this, that, and the third. All kinds of he ducking, you know, what nah, he can't run from Andy. You know, all Andy was talking all that smack. And see, man, Wilder got shook. Yeah, he ain't want to fight him now. He told him he was gonna knock him out, and then now Wilder want to fight AJ. Why he don't want to, you know, all that goofiness. And you know, so here's my view on it. Number one, I do support it. I do support Wilder doing whatever he pleases because he owes boxing nothing, absolutely nothing. They are blessed beyond measure to have him, and they don't deserve him anyway. The fact that he came back to bless him with a second reign is enough. They got what that's their present. The rest of this, he should move how he wanted because he spent the first part of his career trying so hard to do it the boxing way, and look how boxing repaid him. So, you know, it's funny. Wilder's been the money man for a while, but he never really moved like most guys that become the money man move. We're gonna get into that next. That's the perfect segue into our next topic. But get all the way into that. Make no mistake, Wilder is the money man at heavyweight. He in boxing, period. But he is the you know like okay. And when you're the money man, you can do what you want, especially when you're 38 years old. You know just on a quest to try to cement your legacy and try to become a champion if you can, fight your way to the top. When and you the guy, like you move how you want, especially when the same sanctioning bodies that you were a proud champion and representative of were the main ones that handled the utter and complete shenanigans that happened in your trilogy. That was the you know the sanctioning body that was involved. Now they trying to tell you who you're gonna fight next, and you don't have to move like if you don't want to fight Ruiz because the WBC is mandating it of all people. Suleiman, really? Look, I ain't got no real issue with Andy Ruiz. You know, keep it. Let me just understand. I don't I don't dislike Andy. I actually think as a boxer, I enjoy watching him fight. I think he's very entertaining. He has extremely fast hands for a heavyweight. For his build, it just don't look like. So I like watching him fight because his skills just look so improbable compared to his build, and like what you see of his frame. So when you see him fight, it's just like wow, it's a spectacle, it's an anomaly. So I like watching Andrew Ruiz fight. I mean, tough dude, gonna stick in there and try to keep banging it out with you. You know what I mean? He can be a little cautious if you show him a little too much, and he'll he can be a little cautious and he'll stay on the outside and just kind of wait because even though he was able to hurt uh, Luis King Kong Ortiz a couple of times, he never really just went after him like that. So uh, again, I like Andrew Ruiz as a fighter. I think there's a lot of weirdness that goes on with bro man out the ring, like you know what I'm saying. And I'm only speaking on it because it's boxing related because they show it during boxing videos. Like, bro, as no grown man, you can't have no tattoo going down over your cheeks and then be in front of another grown man boxing and all to and having this the 11 pound king massaging your cheeks, talking about does it hurt and all this. Like, bro, y'all can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do it. I'm sorry. You can't do that in the gym. Now we get to speak on it because you made it a boxing thing. Now we can talk about it. So all that other stuff. Hey, nah. You talking about how you want to be you like obsessed with how Joshua look. You want to look like Joshua. It's just a lot of weirdness. But other than that, how he fight, let's go. Let's get it. And but that being said, quick take on the two fight possibilities. Well, easy. Oh snap! Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, okay. And then I seen this and that. Now I know. Yeah. What else, sis? Appreciate you coming through. Much love and appreciation. That's family. That's my actual sister-in-law. So. I ain't just saying that. That's really sis. Yeah, I'll be just calling anybody sis. No, that's my family for it. So, you need to come through here. Hold up, y'all. Yeah, princess again. she, boy, this camera eating her up, boy. She eating her up. She gonna come here so bad. But anyway, but yeah, yeah, babe, the cheeks, man. It was a weird video, bro. It was. I'm like, yo, is that Canelo? Like what? Oh, oh, hey, is he about to? Hey, why he pulling his pants down like that? Hey, he got a wife, bro. You gotta, hey, chill. Like, yo, both of y'all got. Hey, Andrew Williams got kids. Canelo got kids. What you doing? Hey, don't do that. And then you see Canelo stretching his hand. That was like in the movies where they zoom in on the hand and go in slow motion, like they about to press the button, set the bomb off, shoot the missile toward the town of innocent people. They're gonna snatch the artifact up off the little stone pedestal. It's like no, and I'm just watching like no, like a car accident, bro. I'm trying to like I want to look away so bad, but I'm like, oh, don't do this. He went through with it though, man. Broke my heart. I'm like, Canelo, bro. You supposed to be the guy. You the pound for pound best fighter in the world, Santos. If you don't know what I mean by Santos, look it up. Google Canelo Santos. Just see what you find. It's hilarious. But yeah, man. So, but in the ring, listen. As much as I like Andrew Ruiz as a fighter, he got nothing for Wilder. Nothing. If Wilder lets him in and just lets him get off and just throw combinations, yeah, he could tag him or hurt him. But especially seeing how elusive on his feet he is, how that the way he approached that Robert Helenius fight and seeing how fleet-footed and athletic he still is at 38, how fast, bro. When he knocked Helenius out, his feet were off the ground. He used the rope. He bounced off the rope for the leverage he needed to throw the punch because his feet weren't set. And then it came so fast, it was a reflex shot. He didn't even have time to actually turn the punch over. He said, if you watch the interview with 7A he did after the fight, he said it came out so quick that he punched Helenius with the inside of his knuckles. So he bounced off before his feet even got set. He threw it. They crossed so fast he didn't even get to turn it over. Punched him like this, and it was short because Helenius came all the way in, chin up, trying to hit him. Bing! Sent that man to the shadow realm. So I'm like, okay, I'm watching Luis Ortiz be able to keep Andrew Ruiz on the outside, and he wasn't even, even a mere shadow of him, just former self. And he was able to, Ruiz wasn't able to finish him. He was able to get through that fight. It's just like, and seeing the trouble he had once King Kong was on his jab, I'm like, bro, he ain't got nothing for Wilder. I'm telling y'all right now, Ruiz fight Wilder is gonna be one of his, another one of his early crazy knockouts. It's gonna be like a Helenius. The first 2 rounds, maybe three, he gonna smoke Andy Ruiz bad, and he's short too. So the man, the range advantage, punching down, adding that for, bro. Look, I like Andy Ruiz. Y'all going and Andy, he does have a good chin. He can take a punch just because he got, he's so hefty. Big people got, usually got good chins, especially when they got the neck to support it. And he got a big neck to support it. But he be losing all that weight. You know what I'm saying? Getting all skinny, he losing some of that cushioning. You know what I'm saying? All that padding to keep his brain from rolling around. He getting it all, he killing it all, man. He removing all his cushion. No more airbags. That's man. Wilder gonna smoke him, bro. Bad, and it's gonna be early. All right, that's how I feel about that fight. If we don't get that fight and we actually do finally get Wilder and AJ, which I don't know if AJ will ever grow the cojones to fight Wilder for real. I don't know if Eddie Hearn actually will ever let him fight him. I don't know. Eddie Hearn, I think, is so dreading the spectacle of AJ's limp body laying in the corner of the ring and Wilder walking away from him, banging on his chest, and there the whole crowd screaming bomb squad. Like he's so dreading and fearful of that reality of living in that scenario that regardless of the money he can make, I don't know if he'll ever let that fight happen. I don't know if he'll ever let it happen. He just that's like his worst nightmare. His worst nightmare. So, but if for whatever reason he does let it happen, um, I also have Wilder in that fight. We all understand, AJ is susceptible to the straight right, and you're talking about somebody with the greatest straight right history of heavyweight. Yeah, I said it. I don't care. So what? You mean another had knocked down every fighter that ever fought, ever. And some of them he did with the left hook. You know what I'm saying? Stop Areola with the jab, but you know what I'm saying. We know that money punch is that right hand, putting people in another dimension. So, I mean, AJ is susceptible to the art, the weapon of choice that is the best one that he has in his arsenal. It's one of the the greatest version of that in boxing, not the greatest. I mean, AJ, I don't think is as bad as people try to give him. He gets a bad rap as far as his actual boxing skills. I was one of the few people. I'm not a huge AJ fan. Don't get me wrong, but I was one of the first giving it like, yo, he didn't do as bad as people were making it seem. And in that first Usyk fight, I was watching. I'm like, yo, he hurt Usyk a couple of times bad. He could have stopped him if he would have stepped on the gas and approached it correctly with the right punch selection. I didn't really hear nobody talking about that. It was just how much he got washed. And I was like, listen. And everybody was talking about how bad Usyk was going to destroy him in the rematch. And I was one of the few people who was like, nah, man, listen, AJ has a shot, bro. If he has the right game plan and his conditioning is right and he can stay disciplined, AJ has a shot. He can do this. And a lot of, some people agree with me. A lot of people didn't, though. And then look what happened. It ended up being a better fight than most people were originally predicting. Obviously, AJ still lost, had one of the historic meltdowns in the history of boxing afterwards. But, you know what I'm saying? AJ still performed. He did well. He won rounds. He almost stopped. He hurt him bad and could have stopped him again. He could have won that rematch. So I think skill wise, AJ's well maybe not skill wise. I would say performance wise. He's not quite as bad as people rag on him for. Again, I'm no big AJ fan, but so I think Wilder will have to be more careful with him in the ring, and also his dimensions present different issues with the range and all that. And again, different skill set than Andy. Not as fast, but much more powerful. More of a boxer, a little better IQ. But his defense is trash. So and his chin, we all know. So again, that equation equals night night AJ. Oh well, going on. Yeah, like talking big, talking crazy, like it's stuff that he usually never does. But from word around the water cooler is that he's doing that because his money's starting to get funny, and he really needs a payday bad, and he really really wants that Wilder payday because that's not even Andy's character or personality. So they saying that he's talking like that, trying to make sure he gets to fight, but it's gonna backfire on him because either one, Deontay is gonna be like, bro, what, like, no, because they used to be cool before this. Like, he ain't got no reason to get crazy. So either Champ's gonna be turned off by that. Like, whatever, I'll go fight somebody else. Like Shirley Finkel was saying now, like, forget Andy. WBC can wait. We're gonna go fight Asia for them. So he gonna do that. Or God forbid he actually take the fight. And now he got a different level of motivation. Like, bro, if he come out there on predator mode, like first round, Andy's out of there. Everyone who believes in Andy's chin so much, they're gonna be. I'm telling you, people gonna be devastated when they see this knockout because people love Andy. He's beloved. He's got that little chubby boyish look, the little soft voice. He's He's so harmless and lovable. He's like a big teddy bear. He's like Baymax. He's like Mexican Baymax. 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 That's who he is. You know what I mean? But bruh, Water about to come in there with a dang machete and stab a hole right through that, and all the air is gonna go out, just deflate to the flow. So it's over for Andy, bro. And he better stop talking because if that fight gets made, bro, don't push Wilder. Don't push. Maybe that's why he's doing it. He like, man, just end it quick, please. I don't want to take too many of these punches. Just get me out of there in the first round. Let me get my check and go home. That ain't a bad trade. You know, Wilder hits so hard it knocks you out immediately. You get hit with one punch, it's over. You ain't even got to fight the whole fight. He gets catch you in the first round, and you get the biggest payday of your career for just a couple minutes of work. Honestly, that ain't a bad move on Andy's part. Now that I think about it, if he hustling, if he doing this, all solely for the bread, hey, he might, hey, he like, look, I can get millions upon millions of dollars for 47 seconds of work. You know what I mean? We circle each other a little bit. I'm gonna go in there and try to throw a combination. Water gonna backstep me and ding, or he gonna stick the jab in my face, set me up. I don't see the right hand coming. I'll go to sleep real quick. Wake up a rich man. But more power to you, Andy. More power to you. So okay, let's try to get through this. I don't want to be on too long. Uh, if he fights AJ, same thing. AJ susceptible to Wilder's best attributes. Defense ain't the greatest. Wilder's has better. He's quicker, more athletic. Obviously, we know who has more power. AJ does have power, so Wilder will have to be careful. But I think the speed and the footwork is going to be way too much for AJ. Way too much. Um, but yeah, just again speaking on being the money man, he can move how he wants. A lot of people seeing are resistant to that idea as well of Wilder being able to do what he wants because he's the money man, right? Now they're like all of a sudden holding him to a higher standard. Well, no, if he wants to be at the top and be the greatest and claim he's a Hall of Famer and he's the best and he wants to be a champion again, and who cares if he's the money man? No, he needs to fight people he can't be ducking. Who does he think he is? Yada, yada, yada. Okay. You know what? Let's just say I agree with you. Let's just say, okay, you know what? You're right. You're right. Just because he's the money man, don't excuse him from taking good fights. I think this thing, yeah, Baymax. Just like Isak, his new nickname is House Cat Cruz. Uh, Andy Ruiz, his new nickname is Baymax. All right, let's see. All right, I'm gonna pull the chat up on my phone so I can get your comments faster up. They be delayed on here on the stream, y'all. Baymax. He's like, enchiladas are here. But yeah. So let's talk about money men and how they move and how they don't have free reign to just fight anybody and not fight nobody. A little preview of a pre-recorded video I'm gonna do because I need time to I don't flex too much to my own horn because I'm far too uh respectful of others who have done it before me who are doing it right now at currently at levels I couldn't even imagine. Um, People who are putting in insane levels of work, who've been doing it for years, who deserve all the kudos and flowers in the world because of the respect that I have for the work that they've done. I don't like to talk too much smack. I ain't done, but I know what I've been blessed with, the perception that the gift that I have been given, and I know when I see stuff and when I call stuff, and I call stuff early. All right, so I'm gonna just flex just for a little tiny bit, but this is gonna be in a pre-recorded video I'm gonna do so I can break it down. It's gonna be a video called "Called It." Called it. Now you are starting to see a lot of people talk about two things. One, I'm gonna just sidebar, and then the main thing was talking about the money man. So one thing you saw people talking about was with Bud and the Earl negotiations, him asking for that crazy amount of money, the 20 million guaranteed or whatever it was, 15. He asked for some crazy amount, linking that to the alleged 20 million that was alleged to have been given to him for, evidently nefarious purposes by his former. advisor, Kenny, I'm assuming former. I guess that's what's going on. For the Porter fight. And once the feds moved in and got involved, all that business and money that was associated with him was frozen. So and I it's making me so mad, bro. But I have proof of this. I wish I had the whole video, but the way YouTube played me with my other channel, like I lost a lot of content because it wasn't backed up properly. So that a lot of that is my fault too, for not backing it up correctly. But I wasn't expecting to lose all my access overnight and not be able to get to my channel and my, you know. Anyway, but I did a video, and I'm telling in this video, I was talking about this literally 6 months ago, possibly longer than that. The first time I really talked about it in a video officially was 6 months ago, on my birthday. That was June 13th, 2022. And I was saying, I don't know, man. Like, you think Bud maybe got some of his money frozen? You think that's gonna, affect the negotiations and so on and so forth? I was saying this back in June. We were hearing rumors that he was asking for that crazy money back then. Remember? Y'all remember that? I said that back in June. I was like, oh wait, 20 and 20. That's the same, my guy. 20 million and 20 million. So I was like, yo, you think Bud Money got froze with that the investigation and everything? I said that in a video. I got witnesses because it was alive and there was people in there 6 months ago. So I'm letting y'all know I called that a long time ago. But salute to everybody that's discussing it now because I think it's it's an intriguing thought. Secondly, Money Man. I hate to do this. I hate to do this, bro. Just like I hated to finally have to break down and go all the way evil on Bud. Yeah, I know how if you were on my previous content, I'm always trying to rock with him and support him. But Bud need to stop talking. He's making it impossible. I'll sit him down, but Money Man number two or three behind, Wilder and Earl or however you want to put it. Man, man's going right. Facts. Man, they gonna be like scanning him. They ain't gonna see no pulse, no bodily functions, no brain activity. Like no, these people is gonna be doing Mexican curses and hexes in the corner, trying to bring him back to life, like Pacquiao, mama. Watch. I'm telling you. Um, Real quick, just gotta touch on this. It's Tank, bro. I don't understand. Like, bro, you're the money man. You're the A side. You are the one who has the power to just make a move and make these happen, get things started. Like, you are the one. You are the one who kept saying, once A and B happens, then C, and I'm gonna do this. Let's fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the way people aren't holding him accountable for his very own words and actions and for his patterns of it kills me how people haven't seen this pattern yet of him falling out with Mayweather Promotions right before a fight. It's happened so many times that I literally have to like wonder about some people's sanity and intelligence levels. Like, how many times can someone fool you with the same thing over and over and over? Like, are you one of them people that like they show in the cartoon where you just keep running into a trap because the candy of your choice or the food of your choice is laid in there, and even though you just came out of a trap from something that looked identical to what you know what I'm saying, you go in there, bing, you try to grab it and eat it, look over, there's another one, bing, oh, and then by the end, they got that super tall lump on their head. This is the red lump from their forehead, and it's all throbbing and stuff. Like, oh, like is it just over and over again? Somebody like how, bro? I hate to think like what happens with the people in your life if you got any money or when you get paid and stuff. Like people, bro. I hope these dudes ain't single, bro. Because if they is, it's a girl out there doing them filthy. Some of these people, the way their minds work, and it's like again, not hating on Tank, but just holding them accountable. for his words and his actions. This latest thing that went on with the interview, that salute to Blue Blood, man, that Blue was on, and he all mad at Blue, and the Coach Calvin and all them, they stroking Tank ego, implicating him and playing to him like, yeah, 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 come on, Blue, you gotta stay. It's like, Blue, man, what are y'all talking about? Blue never hated on Tank. Blue be defending Tank. He just wanted to fight people because he claims to be the greatest. Everybody wants him to be the greatest. He's up there at the top of the division. We want the best to fight the best. It's that simple. 6 months ago when I did that video talking about Bud, on that same one, the thumbnail was a picture of peas, like a pea pod, vegetable. And there were three peas in it. It was Canelo, it was Terrence Crawford, and it was Tank Davis. And it was peas, and I said the title said peas in a pod question mark. And the reason I did that is because I'm like, if you're paying attention, these three people are starting to move exactly the same. And not only that, their fan bases are starting to all sound exactly the same, especially when you bring up facts or what the fighter themselves said or did in relation to supposed to happen. Promote their own fights, but continue seemingly ducking some competition when you don't have to. You know, 6 months ago I was on this, and I'm like, bro, Tank is starting to develop. You know, everybody called Bud and Justice. I was like, Tank is starting to develop a just career. You know, we were hoping no, it's not too late. He can still right the wrong and fight Earl, but this past negotiation fiasco is gonna leave a bad taste in everybody's mouth forever. Anybody that's that remembers and pays attention. Um, Now he can still fight Earl next year, and that will help. Don't get me wrong, but it's like this. People ain't gonna remember you lying, bro, and contradicting yourself constantly, and then going at them and blaming them for pointing out your craziness. Like people don't forget that. So, so anyway, so Buzz fans, okay. I noticed Tank was starting to develop a Justice League. I said, look, bro, he don't need this because Tank, he still has time to still put in the work and build his legacy. He has the skill set where he needs no protection. Okay. Now I'm not saying Bud does necessarily. Bud has an amazing skill set as well. But Bud does seem to maybe be a little chinny. It's funny how they always try to jump on Dev for being chinny, but Bud been buzzed multiple times about little dudes, and nobody says Bud is chinny. Like Gamboa stung him. Like Gamboa, this is big bad Bud. You know what I mean? It's just like dang. Now on one hand, yeah, anybody can. That shows you anybody can hurt anybody if the punch is right, and so on and so forth. But everybody chin ain't created equals. Tank himself said glass shield, metal shield, comparing Bud to Earl. So that's what I'm saying. There will be more protection needed for Bud than there would for Tank because Tank doesn't seem to have the chin issue. He got a beard, bro. Like Tank can take some punches. Now, people are gonna say they never seen Tank rock or Buzz. I disagree with that. I know that's a flat out lie because I personally have seen him get buzzed. People forget Barrios rocked him. In the fight he had with Barrios, and this was after he had hurt Barrios for like the second time, I think. So Barrios was good and beat up already. He was already hurt, and he caught Tank with this 1-2 comp, not a 1-2, but it was a right straight left hook, and that actually rocked Tank. And he actually backed up to the ropes, and then he kind of did a little dance to like kind of shake it off and like showboat. You know how boxers like, yeah, I'm good. What's up? But of course, that just mean they really got hurt. But again, not overstating it because Tank handled his business. But I'm just saying Tank has gotten buzzed at Rock. He is human, but he does seem to have a better chin than Bud does. So while you have to try to protect Bud against some of the bigger punchers, like sound like they was doing with him and Manny Pacquiao in the beginning, you don't really got to protect Tank like that because he got a rock solid chin and he got a bazooka, both hands, and he can box. And he can box his tail off, and he has excellent footwork. And when he's focusing on point, he has excellent defense. He don't need a Justice League. He needs people that's going to push him to fulfill his potential and is going to hold him to his words. That's what's going to help Tank to grow, not not just feeding his ego and playing to his more base emotions and helping him to solidify and believe in the narratives around things. Like that ain't real love. That ain't real help. Yeah, that ain't real if you're doing that to someone that you supposedly love and want the best for them. You tell them the truth and you push them to greatness, right? I was just saying at the beginning of the live, like wifey always has my back. She always is supporting me, always has my back, always pushing me to do. But I remember what I said. I said she is my real backbone, my support. She always supports everything I do. But I also said, and she's always pushing me. She wants me to. I said she wants me to do more. She be the one like telling me I need to do things more, even when I'm like, want to slack off or I'm doubting. Like I said, she believes in my potential. She's pushing me to do greater things, and that's real support. She not like supporting if I slack. She not celebrating slack, bro. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so when it's real, it's not always gonna be telling you what you want to hear or um accepting when you want to be just mediocre or halfway or not fulfill your potential. That's not real love. And so hearing some of the people on the panel and the coaches was talking to Tank when the Blue interview was going on, it was disgusting to me. It was like, bro, why y'all saying this man about the sparring session, hollering about how he cracked Dev and he cracked me, almost knocked him out, and all this. And it's like, bro, okay, brother, but this, why are you doing all of this? Did your people pay money? Yes or no? The people that bet on you, who was from the streets and real, just like you are, did they pay the money straight up, fair and square or not? Like, then what you saying? And you know how it is. Like, ain't nobody about to pay up on no bet if they think it's fugazi, if they think it's fraud in any way. If Devin was in there knocked out and that he had to get saved or and Floyd had to jump in and save, like it's doghouse rules, bro. It's like we know what happened. It was doghouse rules, which means if you knocked him out, then the fight is over. So why did your people pay? If Dale was knocked out, or if he was almost knocked out, which is what he said, which I don't understand, then why did you stop? How long did Floyd jump in and say, like, did y'all take a 10-minute break so he could recover and get some energy back, get his wits back about him? He went and got some water, got a massage. Like, what do you mean jump in and say, dog, okay, I'll take 10, go get some food. Like, what are you saying? And if that had happened again, why would they pay? They're gonna be like, nah, bro. You know what happened when people try to make you pay on a bet that's funny? Like, nah, now we gonna have to fight. Nah, Bill. This Adrian Broner daddy probably be like, all right, Bill, no, you get your behind in the ring. We about to scrap for this money now. Cause that was bogus. That was bogus. Nah, Tank knocked him out, bro. That's crazy. Floyd saved him. Nah, we ain't doing that. That I never heard that part of the story. Bill been running around telling everybody that he got paid for the longest, and ain't nobody refuted him yet. Ain't nobody came out and said, "Yeah, we paid him, but we only paid him because Floyd Mayweather Senior said, man, it ain't even worth talking about. It was one-way traffic." I heard Dev and them offered Ellie Sek back 20, 25 racks to Henry to release footage. Ellie there, a lot of people there. I think that's partially what Devin was talking about when he was like, somebody got the footage besides Floyd. Floyd got it. If Tank knocked Devin out, why would they not drop that footage? Do you know what that would do? Like how easy it would be to prove that? Tank dropped sparring footage on other people before. This his biggest spar war story yet. This the biggest one right here. This the most important one. This you and the undisputed champ in your division. And you saying you knocked him out in sparring after you put work on him in the first sparring session? He said, okay, I've seen enough. He admitted that. That's real stand-up behavior. He said, yeah, that's what happened. They come back 2 years later, they have 17, and it's a big deal now. Now it's official. Floyd done made an event. Everybody there, money passing hands. It's doghouse rules. They made it like an event, like a little underground hood pay-per-view type joint. They got the books open and everything. And Bill Haney got paid. We just saw the Happy Thanksgiving video. Brilliant marketing, by the way. Salute to Bill Haney. Yo, brilliant. That was hilarious. Happy Thanksgiving. He giving out the money that they want off the tank. Like, bruh, but you talking about, no, I cracked him. I cracked him. Like, okay. So, and then what? Then what happened? You cracking him means nothing because Bill Haney out there giving away the money he got off of you. So, if you ain't gonna release the footage, if you ain't gonna let no one else release the footage, because allegedly Ellie said he ain't gonna release the footage because Tank is his friend. Now, what do that mean, y'all? I ain't even gotta get into that. Bill Haney got paid. What does that mean? Like that is cut and dry. That's what. So we know what happened. He got paid without any protest. Okay, we don't even need to go past that. But again, why ain't they releasing the footage? Why is he saying because Tank is my friend? Why ain't he say I ain't releasing it because Dev is my friend? Oh, that's right, because Devin them got paid because they won and it was doghouse rules. You go into somebody's stop. First time that Bill jumped in, said I seen enough. The second time allegedly, Coach Cal and them jumped in, said we seen enough. Okay, y'all 1-1 now. Now fight for the trilogy. Of course, it'll be the first real fight, but y'all got a whole hood trilogy going already. Y'all you spar twice, you split. You know what I'm saying? The fight is huge already. Y'all talking constantly. This man is undisputed in your division. You are the money man. You can move how you want to. You the one with the power. You were saying you were going to fight him. The other thing people start to notice is whenever, you know what I'm saying, Dev and Shakur seem to be tied up with some stuff, then you get real active. Specifically with Dev. But then whenever you ain't got to fight and you open you can fight him, crickets. Again, why is that the case? You the one with the power. Why have we had this long waiting period? Why haven't you just sent them a contract yet? Get it out the way. Call his bluff. You know, there's another boxing reflection that comes out of this. Going back to the theme between Devin and Bud, you know, this reflection is Devin and Earl. Because we have two very, very similar situations. I'm curious. I'm waiting to see who's going to speak on this. Because everybody jumped on when Earl Spence told Bud, and if I'm lying, post the draft. Everybody mic dropped on. Boom. That's it. That's it. Put him in the dirt. Put Bud body bag in a body bag. Like it was over with. This man's out of here. That's all we needed to hear. It's over. Until Bud post the draft, fatality, right? That's what everybody said, right? Okay. So I want y'all to tell how many people do the same thing with Devin's tweet about posting footage. Yeah. And let's see. Because it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. We know Floyd and them got the footage. You know, Tank and team. You know they got the footage. Okay, cool. Post the footage. You said you whooped on me. You almost knocked me out. Cool. Post the footage. All right. You said we didn't give you none of this stuff. Post the first draft we sent you. Shut me up. What's the difference? There is none. There is none. So let's see. Let's see. So we holding him accountable. He the money man. Oh, hold on. Yes. Doing a wonderful job. I should. You're doing a wonderful job. Oh, that's my baby girl. I love you too, Bean. She was on her mama account. Thank you, baby. I love you too, honey. But yeah, you know, what's the issue? One more thing we're gonna talk about. We'll talk about the fights real quick from this weekend, and then we're gonna hop on out of here. Cause I know the family is starting to show up, be live now, and everybody gonna have to jump to another channel. So I just gotta get this off while it's working. I gotta get this off. I don't know. Give me one quick. I blame baby girl. Uh, so real quick. You know what? Okay, I know what it is. Hold up, y'all. Computer doing something, y'all. Oh, hold on. Okay, I think I see what it is. Maybe I don't see what it is. My computer started. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Where's the? All right, I think this is right here. Really get jiggy with the computer. Uh, my bad, y'all. My apologies. So still figuring out the new machinery. So yeah, man. That's gonna be the wrapped up thought for that. You know, keep that same energy. Video coming on that probably tonight because I want to make sure I get this out early before anybody else talk about it, and I want to see that same energy. I want to see that same energy. Anyway, so let's talk about Saturday's fights real quick, man. Pretty decent card. Um, First off, congrats to Fernando Vargas Jr. Got the stoppage over, kind of a setup opponent, somebody he should knock out, it appears. But still, it's not easy to knock somebody out. Um, Looks like two out of the three sons did did catch some of them licks. They got some of Pops's ability, some of his boxing affinity. The other one, it does not appear he got that same same dose of Pop's gifts, which it's all right. Everybody, we need different types of people. Um, But yeah, Fernando Vargas Jr. got the stoppage. I'd be curious to see him in a step up-ish type of fight, so we can really see where he's at, what his skills are like, what his powers is like. Not necessarily fighting top contender right now or champ, nothing like that. But let's step him up a little bit. I want to see what he's really made of. Um, and real quick, while we were talking about Wilder being the money man, this new heavyweight Jalilov. While there is something there, he's got some skills. He's got some his hand speed for a heavyweight. To me, is what's most impressive. He's got decent footwork and foot speed. He can move in and out really well, which serves him because he's extremely long, super tall, real long reach. Uses his reach real well. Good jab. Um, he's southpaw, so good right jab, good straight left down the pipe, pretty fast, good decent pop on it. But they are just so obsessed with hating on Wilder, bro, that after his fight against what's the man's name? Was it Curtis Harper? Chris Harper? Harper, the dude that walked out on a jog. Um, and when, bro, he fought Harper, and Harper was in there doing a bunch of nothing wild. Uh, Clearly he can't fight. He can't box. He's just one of those guys that's able to be an opponent now, collect some checks. Look, no disrespect, but it is what it is. Harper's he's terrible. And it took Jalilov a while to get him out of there, partially because Harper's tough, obviously. It must be Jalilov's power ain't quite what they said. And look, let's just be honest. Harper caught him with a couple of right hands throughout especially the early part of the fight. He caught him a few times. Now, some of that is due to awkwardness and throwing winging punches out of nowhere. But listen, if Harper's catching you with straight rights or with overhand rights, then my brother, you are not ready for Deontay Wilder. They are so obsessed with hating on this man. After the fight, who was it? Was it Ray? Was it Ray Boom Boom with his racist at man? Ray, man, oh racist, Ray the racist, Raycist, racist Boom Boom Mancini. I think he's ready for it. I think he is. Yeah, he's ready for it. I think he'll give us some problems. I think he can. Like, bro, what are you talking about? This man has like 5 or 6 fights. 5 or 6 fights. Why didn't he say I think he's ready for Fury? He's more of a Fury type than a Wilder type. But he's another super tall, long, athletic boxing heavyweight. Wouldn't that be more Fury's what you call it? Uh, like the mold, basically out of Fury's mold. Like what that'd be like Trace and Fury for the new generation. The next version. That's the core straight heavyweight. He's the guy. He's supposed to be the man now. He beat Wilder twice. He beat him 3 times. Okay, he beat him twice. Fury's the man. Why are you mentioning Wilder's name? Wilder was supposedly beaten and broken and busted and destroyed and trampled into the earth by Fury. And Hellenius, that was a fluke knockout. That was fake. It was rehearsed. It was staged. Yeah, okay, so why would he need? So why are you saying Wilder's name? Why ain't he ready for Fury? Why isn't he ready for Anthony Joshua or Usyk? Why didn't you say he's ready for Usyk, the other boxing heavyweight, the one with the skills and the technical ability, the unified champion? Why did he say, I think he's ready for Usyk, and with his dimensions and his length, he could give Usyk some problems. Like I said, AJ was touching Usyk and almost stopped. So this dude with his length and his jab and boxing ability, with how short Usyk is, why didn't he say Usyk? Nope. Wow. I think he's ready for Wilder. Now I want came, hey, he didn't want to just come right out and tell racist Boom Boom Mancini that he was crazy, but he was like, I'd like to see him get a couple more fights in first. Get him some contenders. Let's see how he is against some top 15 guys first before we put him up there against top 5 guys like Wilder and stuff. Let's let pump your brakes, racist. Pump your brakes. But yeah, the dude does have some skill. I would like to see him develop and see what he can do next. Now, if he blows through his tests, then yeah, go ahead, fast track him through. Let's see it. Get him in there against some other high level prospects. Let's see him against Sanchez or Jogba or Jogba's not really a prospect anymore. A Big Baby Anderson or You know, see what he got. Otto Wallen or something like that. You know what I mean? Let's see what he can do. Let him fight Robert Helenius. You know, Wilder. Man, get out of here. That dude fight Wilder right now. He is going to sleep in devastating fashion. You know, hurt this man's career before it gets started. Like, come on, come on. The next fight I wanted to talk about for sure is shout out to Charles Conwell. With a good performance against Juan Carlos Abreu. Juan Carlos Abreu is tough, man. He was in there to fight. Conwell almost got him out of there on more than one occasion too. But Abreu was tough. Conwell smothered some of his work, sometimes closing in to finish. And I think that's kind of what hurt him. The other part was Conwell was very, very, very affected by a cut that happened. He got a cut over his eye. It's from a clash of heads, and man, Conwell did not handle it well. It was really bugging him. He kept wiping it, kept wiping it. And it seemed now. Obviously, we're not in there from the outside, and then I think they said it was his first cut, so from the outside looking in, it's easy to judge. Like, he needs to stop wiping that. Like, why is he doing that? Be a man. Just don't worry about it. But we don't know how it was actually affecting him, what was going through his mind, what was going through his eye. If he couldn't see that well, he needed to wipe to be able to see. We just don't know. It could just be he needed to adjust to it since it happened for the first time. Many, many variables. But he was wiping it a lot, and it was actually interrupting his work because he would get to a point where he landed a good shot or a couple good shots, and the Brady was he was feeling it kind of frozen, and Conwell wouldn't be able to get in on him and close out the way he needed to because he would be backing up and wiping and wiping and clearing the cut. He would actually just stop his body and by wiping, and then he would like re-engage. It almost seemed like he was separating them. He's like, okay, now it's time to fight. Okay, let me stop. Now it's time to keep the cut checked out. He would just really step back right on the center line and just wipe. Dangerous. Thankfully, he wasn't in there with somebody. And he was some big power on as well. So he started slowly over the fight and take some of the spark out of him. But Abreu was still game. I did think he was going to get him out of there. I thought he was going to stop him, but like I said, because of what we just mentioned, it kind of I think that prevented him from getting the stoppage. Also, Conwell I think got a little gassed. He's very muscular, carries a lot of musculature for boxing, so maybe he just needs to change his cardio routine, or maybe he needs to lose a little muscle mass. I'm not sure, but it's something we see, and once you start getting up those weights, where that kind of musculature really can hurt you. The heavier you get. So similar to what we saw with AJ, how he needed to lose just a little bit muscle mass. Yeah. Um, I like when Powell was in there working on the inside, man. I like what I was seeing. He throws vicious, vicious inside hooks. I wish he would have went to the body more, because his body attack was filthy, and he actually hurt Abreu bad to the body at one point. That was one of the times where he could have stopped him, but yeah, I love his body work on the inside. Vicious, and he's the way he whips, the sound of the punch, like twerks on him. It's like, oof, you can tell them joints hurt. So yeah, a good performance to build off of. Very excited to see what's in store next for the brother Olympian. Go USA. Always support our fellow Americans. And yeah, salute to him, man. Oh, the weird thing was he got a majority decision after the fight. And it's like, how is it not unanimous? Like, there was no way you could see that fight other than a very clear victory for Charles. Like, majority decision. Yeah, what are y'all doing out there? It's weird, man. Boxing is so crazy. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. But yeah, so he got robbed in a victory. You know what I'm saying? How messed up is that? You win and you still get robbed. Like, that man should have had a unanimous decision, like, easily. But anyway, he still got the dub. So salute to him. Sorry if I'm talking fast. I'm just trying to get through it. I'm trying to keep the videos from going too long. Um, oh, real quick, just a quick shout out to the women's championship fight they had on there. It was Valley and Mendoza or Barbosa. Dang, hold up, I gotta look it up now. I want to make sure I get their names right because they was in there scrapping. They was in there scrapping. Valley versus Bermudez. Oh man, see, apologies to the warrior Evelyn Bermudez. And she was the champ. She was a unified champ coming into. She was defending her stuff. She was coming in from Argentina, and if you know anything about Argentinian boxers, they are tough, man. They tough. You gotta you gotta beat the life out of them. And then, yeah, she was going up against your Costa Valley. And originally, I really wasn't paying attention to this fight at first, only because the only thing I had heard about it was just some rumblings in the box community. It was one of those things where a girl went viral for her weigh-in outfit, Valley, I think, and scenes about that. And so I was like, oh man, that's another one of these. So I'm thinking in my mind, what's the old girl name from Australia, the one that boxed on the zone? They're always making a big deal about Eddie Hearn looking away and everything in her way. And you know what I'm saying? She was dressing all crazy, uh, looking like a 45-year-old like Playboy bunny reject. Ebony Bridges. Y'all know, yeah, Ebony Bridges. Uh, so yeah, I'm thinking, okay, she another Ebony Bridges type of chick, clearly. So this ain't gonna be about nothing. But then when I was watching the card, that fight came on, so I just, it was on, so I watched it. And I'm like, oh snap, I was wrong, yo. They came in here to bang. Bermudez was real sharp. She was real tall, real long, real thin frame, but she had real quick hits, very sharp, straight punches. But man, Valley, man, she was right at first, and I thought Bermudez was going to win and just kind of outbox her the whole time. But then Valley started getting on the inside and throwing combinations, bro. Like she started just walking her down high guard and just going. Like if she catch me with a shot or two in there, then so be it. But I'm gonna throw 417 to every one of your one or two shots. And that's really what started getting her some momentum. I do believe from remember watching it because I was there for the whole fight. I got to see the whole thing. From what I remember, because I haven't watched it again, but I did have Valley winning it. I thought she turned the tide in the second half of the fight. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I just didn't have Bermudez banking enough rounds early to carry her all the way through. And I actually started to feel like Valley really started to not just turn the tide, but she started to be the more dominant fighter. And I felt like it was more clear than the announcers were actually portraying it to be. I felt like she was clearly taking control of the fight in those later rounds. And her work rate and her combinations were just becoming too much for Bermudez. It wasn't giving her time to think or reset or clear to be able to counter her. She was countering her real well in spots, but Valley got over that by uh, I'm telling you, this she looked like somebody granny Playboy reject. Like she went to trials and no, I ain't even gonna say that. I was about to make a terrible joke. I don't even know that lady like that. But yeah, she went to trials and they just tricked her and played her and used her for and then she didn't even you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, and but she's Australian though. But she's like this blonde, like super blonde. Uh, she's not the worst boxer to be fair. To be fair, she's not the worst, but she clearly, one of those female fighters that lives off of her sex appeal. And she just kept going viral when she had all these fights, and she was wearing all these crazy centerfold esque lingerie outfits at all the weigh-ins when they would do their weight. And so she kept going viral for that. So I just wasn't taking her seriously. Like, man, she ain't a real fighter. And then I didn't even see the weigh-in. I just kept seeing stories about it, about this girl, Yocasta Valley. She did the same thing. And she was going viral for her weigh-in outfit. So I'm like, okay. And I was like, whatever. Then the fight came on, and I was like, oh, this is old girl they was talking about. Okay, okay. And then they started fighting. And I was like, dang. Yo, they was sitting there banging. No picture of a lot of this, Yeah, I heard of Love Island. Sis, I ain't even gonna hold you. I heard of that show Love Island, but I never even watched it. But I heard of it though. Yeah, Love Island Australia. Yeah, but like it needs to be Love Island Australia, like upper middle age edition. Not quite old, not quite granny age, but like pre granny. And maybe when y'all watching this back on replay in the comments, you can tell me, do Ebony Bridges look old to you? Maybe she, maybe, but I don't know. She looked like somebody who could be older but's pretending to be a little younger, but she might be older than she's telling people. Yeah, but yeah, just that's probably what it is. You're probably right. Love Island Australia, based on what I've seen from that preview. Yeah, she she was finna. She been saying she said some crazy stuff too about like the victims of school shootings. And, like, yo, she a wild, like crazy, crazy. Yeah, old old geezer edition. Yeah, she pre granny status, like you know, y- you know, pre granny edition. She's like she's like in the chrysalis stage of being a granny. You know, she's gonna emerge a beautiful butterfly granny uh in a couple years. Right now, she's still in the cocoon. But yeah, so I thought it was gonna be like that. But yeah, no, Valley and Bermudez was in there getting down. And Bermudez, like I said, she was real sharp, and I thought she was gonna be able to outbox her because she was so sharp. But then Valley started just going with them combinations, and she started going down and up, down. And if y'all know anything about me, I'm an absolute fanatic for body work. I think it's an underused weapon in all combat sports. Period. I love fighters that go to the body. I feel like if more fighters did it, you would actually see more stories out there like that could a lot of stoppages that could. They would concentrate on more body attack. um, because that's y'all know I love Dev, but that would be my one knock on him. He gets a little headhunting happy, especially when he gets in the groove and just starts working somebody when it's like just target practice on their dome. He's like, well, cool. I'm gonna just keep punching them in the dome, which of course there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like, for instance, in the Cambosis rematch, if he could have went to the body more. Um, Charlo Castano too, for example, he started going down to that body, and Castano hands started dropping when he uh when he dropped him the first time. That was actually because of the body shot. Everybody thought it was the head shot. It was no, it was a delayed reaction to that body shot, bro. Yeah, but the body work they put in over there at that gym, that's just beautiful. That's glorious work, glorious work. But uh, but yeah, man. So shout out to Yokasta Val, new champ. Um, wishing her much success in the future. Uh, she looks like appears that she's much more than just a viral weigh-in person. And she can actually bang, and she a soldier. She's a warrior. Like she in there to kill or be killed, and she has really good combination. So look forward to seeing her fight again. Wish her the best. Bermudez, I wouldn't be mad to see her again either. I think with a little work in the gym of dealing with that pressure style, she could even win a rematch. Tightening up, sharpen up her defense a little bit. Should be good. She could win a rematch. Okay, main event. Shout out to Regis, man. Old Rougarou, which is a weird nickname. I ain't gonna hold you. If y'all look up what a Rougarou is, it's kind of weird. But shout out to Regis. He put on a great performance, man. That was a good fight. Um, he put hands on Zepeda. He kind of put hands on. The pressure was getting to Zepeda. Was getting power. Was getting to Zepeda. Zepeda did get some decent shots off of his own. He was landing some good jabs. He actually hurt Regis at one point. Buzzed him at the end of one of them rounds. Ended the round with a real good flurry, little combination. Throughout the fight, Zepeda would have little pockets with bursts of activity where he would have a good moment. But for the most part, Regis wouldn't let him have it. And I think that also discouraged Zepeda. He would get a little something off, get a little, I'm saying, get a little wiggle room, crowd get into it, he get a couple shots off, land another jab, another big left hand. But and he kind of get excited, think, okay, this might be my time to turn the tide. But Regis, one of the fighters that I love is that when the opponent lands something on him, no, I'm getting it back immediately. I need that back right away. And if you got me with one, I need three. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't need two, I need three. But like, if you hit me, I'm getting it back right away. That was one thing I always noticed about when Floyd fought, especially Money May. And I love that when fighters do that. They don't let the opponent. Nah, if you get one, I'm getting it back immediately. I'm not even letting the judges think about it. They're gonna always remember me getting my licks off left. Definitely shots he landed on Zepeda. Bro, how did he take that? Zepeda, so props to Zepeda. He is tough. Very, very tough. Good chin. Because we just hit him with some cracks. And he ate some of them early ones. And then later on he just couldn't take it. And Regis jumped on him, that killer instinct, got him out of there. He's now the two-time super lightweight, junior welterweight champion of the world. He got that green belt too. He got that green strap back. Salute to Regis, man. It's been a long, hard road back to the belts, back to the championship. I would love to see him get that Josh Taylor rematch. That's the fight I want to see. But there's other great fights from him at 140. Um, Evidently, early today, Tank was talking about fighting Crawford at 147. So I don't know. But if Tank can go out to 147 and he can go back to 140 to fight Regis, I wouldn't mind that. Instead of fighting. Anyway, I wouldn't mind him knocking out Ryan Garcia, but I'd rather him fight some other fights first. But Regis and Tank at 140. But since Tank is unofficially at that weight, um, I would say Subriel Matias number one because he's been calling him out. Regis keeps saying nobody will say it has been saying his name, so I want to know what's up with that. Let's see what's up with that smoke. Matias ain't no joke. Killed a man in the ring before. All that tough fighter, throws a lot of punches, great power. Him and Regis is going to be a arms race. I can't wait. If that ever happens, I can't wait to watch that. So Matias, of course, Gary Antoine, him and Regis would be another arms race. We talking nuclear warfare. That'd be amazing. That'd be an amazing fight. Um, but based on what I saw, let me just keep it honest. I've been a big Gary Antoine fan and supporter, and I'm going to continue to be. But his last couple of fights, his defense kind of concerned me. Kind of concerned me, bro. The way Rances was buzzing him, you know, he fight Regis wild like that with that kind of reckless abandon coming in with his head out, chin all exposed, hands down, coming in wild. Sean Porter-esque, just throwing combinations. Regis is gonna counter him and he might knock him out, bro. He if he fights that way, and I don't want him to because I like Gary Antoine. I like watching him fight. But it's when he's that controlled killer, when he is still on you, that pressure. He on your helmet, throwing a lot of punches, heavy pressure, but it's controlled, and he's keeping his distance, he's keeping his defense sharp. That's the Gary Antoine I love to see. That's the one that's gonna go far. But the Wolverine version, the Tasmanian Devil, I'm just gonna run you down and put hands on you. Like I don't like that because his defense ain't there. Um, but anyway, Regis and Gary Antoine, that would be an amazing fight. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight old boy who just won. What's his name? Puer. I wouldn't mind that fight. What's old boy? Dang. Barboza. Regis Arnold Barboza Jr. I wouldn't mind seeing that one. T.O. He's at 140 now. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. They've been tied to each other in the past anyway. Ryan's at 140 now. Let's see it. Let- Come on. Come on. Why not? Ryan versus Regis. Let's get it. They ain't gonna let Ryan nowhere near no Regis, bro. Yeah, there's fights for him, man. If Devin doesn't get the Loma fight and he moves up, or if he does get the Loma fight and he moves up, Devin and Regis is an incredible fight. Um, Contrast the two styles, but I like it. I like it a lot. Boxer versus puncher, but Regis can box too, so let's see it. So yeah, a lot of good things in store for Regis. Like I said, the Taylor rematch. I wouldn't mind him seeing him fight Jack Catterall, depending on how Catterall does. If he gets absolutely destroyed, blown away, maybe not. But Sam Martin, if he beats Tio, there's fights. There's fights. So salute to Regis on becoming champion once again. Wish him the best of luck in his second run. Um, Hope he gets all the biggest fights he's looking for. And uh, Bud ain't gonna fight no Tank, and they just gonna be put together. See, yeah. As I get the channel back up rolling again, and I get to talk to y'all more off. I'm gonna get into the story of my journey with Bud. Wifey ain't giving Bud no slack for years. She been telling me for years that Bud ain't about nothing. Like that he ain't trustworthy. He's slimy. He a little weasel and coward. And she like women's intuition, and she's real empathetic to people's energies. And so she from day one she was like, there's something about him that I don't like. And she don't say that very often. She don't say that very often. She usually just kind of defers to my observations of people because I get a very good sense of people's energies as well. We both read people very well. So she usually just defers to my opinion and trust me. So I've been, Bud's been doing problematic things for years, but that's the good brother Bud. So I've been trying to support him. I don't want to be seen as no Bud hater because I'm not. But the facts just weren't in his favor 9 times out of 10. So I just kind of stayed away and kept trying to support him, kept trying to support him. Meanwhile, I'm seeing some of the weird stuff he's doing, and I'm just like, oh my God, Bud. Because I'm a principles guy, okay? I'm a man of principles. So your word is contradicting yourself and doubling back on what you said and changing stuff and whining and crying about weird stuff. And you know what I'm saying? You can't be out here acting like no hope, like, because that's not how I get down. So I was supporting Bud from afar, still trying to hold on to the fact that Bud was solid. She been telling me for years, like, I'm telling you, she been saying for a long time, like, she don't think he gonna fight Earl. She like, oh, man, I'm telling you, he ain't gonna fight. He don't want to fight that man. I don't think he gonna fight no Earl. Like, I would tell her, like, the negotiation reached this point, and they about to do this, and she was just literally, she was just laughing at her. And I'd be damned. She was right the whole time. Now, when I tell y'all why she I ain't gonna say it now because this video is going too long already. But we gonna talk about it. I'm gonna tell that story one of these days. Why she just knew Bud wasn't trustworthy. Why she just liked him. And then once she explained it to me, so much clicked in my head, and it was like, you're right. It was a perfect man. It's hilarious, bro. Hilarious to me anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna break that down for y'all one day. But yeah, man, salute to my wife. Shout out to her. She seen right through Bud shenanigans all these years, and I did too. But I was trying to, I'm trying to support my brother. But she would, like I said, she usually just let me cook, but she wasn't giving Bud no slack. And yeah, there's a reason why. But she was right. She was always right. So salute to you, babe. But yeah, man, that's it for today. It went a little longer than I was planning to, but still not bad. Not bad. We got all the topics in spite of the technical difficulties. So um, I'm gonna go ahead and drop some pre-recorded videos. Try to get those out in the next day or two. My next one, my priority though, is just keep the same energy video. I'm gonna do reflections part 2 with Bud. I mean not Bud, with Devin and Earl. Reflections. We're gonna talk about them 2 tweets and how we need to keep that same energy. And that's because I believe in Tank. He can beat Devin. Devin can beat him, but he can beat Devin too. It's a great fight. I want to see it. I believe in Tank. I think he can beat everybody. So it ain't no hate. I just want to see a fight, and he seems to always be trying to think of reasons why they shouldn't fight, and that's weird to me. And his fans are 100,000% behind it and capping for this man. And yeah, man, it's weird. So anyway, we're gonna talk about it. Appreciate everybody coming through. Anybody watching the replay, thank you so much. Yeah, just stay tuned, man. We're gonna keep cranking this out. All right, love y'all.